All right. Here
You
we go.
are very stuck in that usual groove.
Right.
And we need to break you up a little bit.
All right. We're coming in. So we interrupt your regularly scheduled program to interrupt.
See, this is why we need to practice.
Right.
This.
A practice run. Okay, let's try this dry run again. Okay. Good evening.
No.
I don't know what time. I don't know what time of the day. Watch. All right, Jim. You try.
Let me
do
try
one.
This. Hey, everybody. We're just coming in with a short service announcement here. This is not going to be one of our regular shows. This is going to be very short. You want to listen to it? We've got a public service that we're going to provide to you here about scams that's going on.
All right, I'm down. What do we? I think we should just use that one because you did it beautifully.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep yours as you're gonna be. Why do I always have to be the intro guy? Right?
Don't.
You're my partner.
Yeah,
You should also be able to do your intro. I'm recording this, by the way, because this is good for people to see what we go through in the studio. So.
Well, anyway, why don't you give a little bit of intro of what I sent to you, and then I'll kind of give you a chronological order of how this all happened.
All right. Okay. So I got this text message from you a couple of days ago, right? Was it?
Yeah.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
And it was this conversation you were having with somebody who appears to be your friend because I see their name on here.
Right.
But turns out that they spoofed your friend's name, right? They copied it.
They cloned him.
They cloned him. And they were having this fake conversation with you, trying to pretend as if they're your friend.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. See, what happened was Wednesday, this message pops up from a friend of mine. I haven't heard from him for a long time. We're close. We used to work together. And it said, "How are you doing?" And I thought, well, maybe he's interested in how I'm doing. So,
Right.
So actually on the spoofers, side of things, he had a good start to his approach.
Right.
And I said, doing well. Well, a day went by.
Right.
Before I even heard back from him. So already my radar's going off. I thought,
right.
There's no conversation really going on. And then I got a thumbs up, and then it says, "Hope everything is going well with you." And
right.
So then I made another reply. I said, "Just working on building my storage unit empire."
LOL. Right.
And he gave me another thumbs up. And then the next phrase come in, and I knew this was a spoof. A lot of times I'll blow these off. I'll just think.
Right.
But I thought, man, I'm going to take this guy to the cleaners. I'm going to see where I can go with it.
Okay. So then he sends you a message that says, "That's good. Well, I'm very busy, but with good things, did you also participate in the United Nations Democracy Funds?" Now, that to me sounds like one of those UN things, or is that a local American thing?
Yeah, I didn't answer right away because I thought about this.
Right.
And then finally, he throws those question marks out there. And then I go, before I answer this, because I wanted to verify, but I actually, in the meantime,
right,
I had texted my friend who this was, and it turns out verified that he was cloned. So I already knew this.
Right.
So then I go, before I answer this, tell me if you're still working out of Tom's office. Because I knew that.
Right, it was a fake.
He wouldn't know how to answer that.
Right.
And then
he never
reply,
answered.
So I wrote, "No worries, Trump will fix everything in 2024.
I laughed when I saw that. I was actually with Ben, your grandson, when I read this, and we were laughing our butts off because it was so funny. Go to the next one. Yeah.
I seen the bubbles coming up. He started typing, then it went away. Then the bubbles came up. He was typing. Then it went away. This went on for about a half hour. This guy was trying to figure out how to respond.
Right. You got to give him, what's the A for effort?
Yeah.
Excuse me while I interject before we proceed, but I just wanted to give you some tips and advice on how to protect your loved ones from scams. Okay? I will post a link to this website in the video below, but let's go ahead and start with 4 signs that it's a scam. Okay? Scammers pretend to be from an organization or people you may know. Okay? Scammers often pretend to be contacting you on behalf of the government. They might use a real name like the Social Security Administration, the IRS, or Medicare, or make up a name that sounds official. Some pretend to be from a business you know, or like a utility company or a tech company, or even a charity asking for donations. They use technology to change phone numbers and appear as your caller ID, so the name and number you see might not be real. Pay attention to this, folks. People are calling you or reaching out or texting or emailing or whatever method they use. They're fishing for information. Take the time to pause, step back, ask somebody else if you have a doubt, or do some research and find out if there's possible scams like this out there online. Number two, scammers say there's a problem or a prize. They might say you're in trouble with the government, or you owe money, or someone in your family had an emergency, or that there's a virus on your computer. Your scammers say there's a problem with one of your accounts and that you need to verify some information. Others will lie and say you won money in a lottery or sweepstake, but have to pay a fee to get it. If you have to pay up front to solve something, something is fishy, something is up, immediately stop and go either directly to the institution that they're claiming to be from, or ask someone else to verify with you if this is true. Please, people, these are real. And times are hard out there. And a lot of people with hard-earned cash and money in the bank who work their butts off for it and who have bills to pay and family mouths to feed and all this stuff, unfortunately are falling for these tricks. So you need to be there to look out for one another, okay? Number three, scammers pressure you to act immediately or else. There's always a sense of urgency. Scammers want you to act before you have time to think. If you feel that you're being pressured at any time in the interaction with whoever it is you're talking to, take the time to stop and realize that you're probably being scammed, okay? They might threaten to arrest you, sue you, take you away, I always laugh when they come with this approach. I love talking to scammers because I have fun with them. They might say your computer is about to be corrupt, etc., etc. Number four, scammers always tell you to pay a specific way. They often insist that you pay by sending money through a money transfer company or by putting money on a gift card. Anytime they have to tell you to go get a gift card or anything like that, immediately know it's a scam, and then giving them the number on the back. Some will send a check that will later turn out to be fake, tell you to deposit it, and then send them the money via a wire transfer money program. What can you do to avoid a scam? Block unwanted calls and text messages. Take steps to block unwanted calls and filter unwanted text messages. Don't give your personal or financial information in response to a request that you didn't expect. Legitimate organizations won't call, email, or text to ask for your personal information, like your social security, bank account, or credit card numbers. Please, people, anybody who asks for that via text message or any kind of messaging or phone call, do not give them this information. Take precaution. Take the steps to step back and ask yourself, is this legitimate? If you get an email or text message from a company you do business with or think it's real, like in the case of Jim where he thought it was his friend, take the time to go have some trigger questions to, like Jim did, follow what Jim did. Just take the conversation along a line where if this person is really that person, they would know what you're talking about. And this guy got caught. He didn't know what he was talking about and reacted. And we all saw how that turned out. So good job to Jim because he was on top of his game, right? We need to be all more like Jim. Resist the pressure to act immediately. Legitimate businesses will give you time to make a decision. Anyone who pressures you to give them your personal information is a scammer. Anybody who wants everything up front without going through a proper procedure and without giving you time to think is a scammer. Know how scammers tell you to pay. Again, I'm going to put this link in the description. Never pay someone who insists you pay with a gift card or by using a money transfer service, and never deposit a check and send money back to someone. And lastly, stop and talk to someone. I've been reiterating this through the whole process. I used to go through this a lot with my father. My father was elderly, and sometimes as you get older, you become like a child and you somehow go investigating and typing and having conversations. And before you know it, my father is giving them their credit card, our credit card number or whatever, because he bought into whatever they were selling. Unfortunately, the elderly are the most susceptible to scamming and is often the main target for these scams. So be aware and be conscious and always listen when somebody's talking to you. I've caught a lot of stuff that my dad was doing simply in conversation. We'll be talking to him and then he'll tell me about he met this woman online and he's talking to him and whatever, and it grabbed my attention. Now I want to hear what he's talking about because that's letting me know what. And then he starts saying, well, I had to get them some money, but I didn't have any money. Can you send me some money to send them? I'd be like, found it. It's a scam. So listen to your family when they're telling you about their experiences. A lot of times you can catch a scam for them that they didn't even know they were involved in. All right. I will leave a link to this website in the video below, and let's get back to the rest of the show. And thank you for watching. A for effort.
Yeah.
You know, it means he's working hard, man. This
Yeah.
guy is working hard.
Yeah.
Wherever his office is, which we were going to assume Nigeria.
He may have been researching, or he may have been translating.
Right.
Who knows to figure it out. So then you read his part.
Yeah. It's a new program supporting and helping people who need assistance paying for their bills, buying a car, owning a house, starting their own business, going to school, retire, including old and disabled people, to live a better life. Are you aware of that? ?
And then I come and hit him again. I said, don't worry, Donald Trump will fix everything when he gets back in office. And I said, so, because I knew by this time it was a scam, and I think he knew that I knew. So I threw this out. I said, so sad socialists and communists have to clone other people's accounts to spread their awful agenda. Oh, my God, you should have seen the bubbles. It was like boiling water. He kept writing. I thought he was going to send me a book. I thought he was going to send one of these what do they call it when they blast you with a million ads?
Right.
Yeah. And I thought I was getting ready for it to come. I was like, I was going to get ready and shut this down. And then finally, this last part came up.
All right. And then you say.
No, he said.
No. That's still the last.
Yeah. After I said their awful agenda, then his text finally came through. Go down.
Right. It's a new program support.
No. Right there. That one.
Buhari will not fix Nigeria. That's why I need to scam you. So he knows that you know.
Yeah.
He knew that you knew. He's like, he figured it out. Yeah. Good for him. So I might as well let him know what's going on.
I know. And I don't know.
I might as well tell him my political situation where I live.
Yeah. I didn't know. And then see what he said about Trump.
And then he said, Trump will not fix anything. You will just die for nothing. Ha 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 ha. I could already imagine his Nigerian voice as he's writing this. Buhari will not fix Nigeria. That is why I must scam you.
Yeah. No, I don't know what he thought after this last comment because he didn't reply again. I said, thanks.
Yeah, he
thanks
already.
For this. It's going to be awesome.
No,
on our podcast.
I will have to commend this guy for if he was if this is an office with a bunch of employees. Great job. He is really putting in the effort, I think.
Yeah.
But it's sad that we are living in a world where people have to do these kinds of things to make a living. I don't know. I don't think it's right to have a business built around. These are actual skyscraper, buildings with a full staff of people going into work.
Right.
And they have to get into work and sit at a desk and put on a headset and open up their chat and start trying to scam as many people as they can. And that's their 9-to-5 job.
Right.
And that's so sad. And then these companies are being bought by people on the stock exchanges in these countries, and their companies are being traded as legit companies.
Yeah.
And there's an entire industry, because I really went down the rabbit hole with this when I started looking into this, because my father has been a victim of this. A lot of people I know have been a victim of this. And there's actually people on YouTube making videos showing you how they've actually link back to their home office and see the webcam and see everybody in the office working and call the police on. So there's actually a whole counterculture for that. But
I just thought normally, like I said, I don't give these guys the time of day. I just shut them down and go about my business. But I could not resist, and I also thought this would be educational for our audience out there.
Yeah,
to learn a little.
Imagine that they spoofed his friend's account. So you're thinking you're talking to somebody you know.
If you get some kind of comment strange from a person on your accounts, your Facebook,
call them.
Especially if they come in through Messenger.
Call them. Call them and ask them. A lot of people.
Call your friend, text your friend through some other source, not respond on here, and find out if that's them or not. I mean, everybody was assuming their accounts were getting hacked, but they're not really getting hacked. They're just cloning that person, just taking a little bit of their information and making and building a new account and using their friends list. To
now, is this Facebook Messenger? Or?
Yes, this is Facebook Messenger.
Okay. Yeah. So hey, pay attention, Facebook.
It's Facebook. So.
Facebook's these platforms, man, they're so one-sided, and they're not honest. I'm sorry, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, but your platforms are not honest.
Yeah,
and you're targeting people. You're targeting people like us who want to help and give back and build a community, and the people who should be gone after, they get a pass, right? And that doesn't seem fair for the consumers like us who are watching your business and saying, well, what's going on? What's your real agenda? We heard your interview on Joe Rogan, and it was very compelling, and I felt sympathetic to your endeavors as a businessman and the things you want to achieve. But you really need to keep in mind that and you said it on Joe Rogan, you want your users to feel that they have a space where they can create without restriction. And I understand he said that because the government got involved, he had to make certain decisions that he didn't want to make, which we understand. You were pushed.
And
right?
we can go into this on a full episode one day.
Right.
Today
we got to cut it off. But
we just wanted to get a short message out to you guys. And also let you know
Thank you, Jim.
that we are on Rumble. And our main, I'd say we've got a lot of things that we cover in depth.
Right.
Non-censored.
Right. We are trying to get better.
We aren't shadow banned. Rumble is where you want to go out and find us.
Yeah.
Definitely go over there. We're going to post this to our usual sources, but we're also going to repost this over on Rumble and a few other places. But
yeah. And that's a wrap. Is that okay for a short?